Self-love is not easy, but it is simple. It's at the crux of the relationships that we have in our lives, but most importantly, it's at the heart of the relationship that you have with yourself. It's also what is behind the feelings of self-confidence and self-worthiness and the energy with which you show up in this world. So in this video, we're going to talk about the journey towards self-love and what you can do about it by going through the steps of self-inquiry, acceptance, and making changes in your life from a place of self-worthiness. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Vicky, and that's what I do. I help you transform your life by going on a journey of self-discovery and self-worthiness. If you like my content, then make sure to comment and subscribe. So let's begin. This is a very personal story because for the past couple of years, I have been on a very transformative experience where I went into the feeling of self-love, but it stemmed from the fact that I was feeling that I was having lack of self-confidence. I didn't feel worthy of the things that I wanted in life. And I wasn't really showing up for myself in life. And so as I was going through and recognizing and identifying the feelings that I was having, I started to go on this quest of self-inquiry and self-discovery. I did that by spending a lot of time alone. I talk about this in some of my other videos where I would go on very long walks, and I still do this. And I really feel into whatever is coming up for me. So if I'm feeling loneliness, then I look at that and I recognize that pattern and I am okay with it. I sit with it. If I am feeling like I'm not good enough, I ask myself, why am I feeling that way? Where is that coming from? If I'm feeling like I'm lacking self-confidence, well, why is that? What is that stemming from? Do I feel like I'm not bringing enough value? So there's a lot of self-inquiry that you need to do and a lot of very honest self-inquiry. It's not about masking the way that you're feeling with affirmations or positivity. No, just the opposite. It is being comfortable with whatever uncomfortable emotions and feelings are coming up for you, sitting with them, acknowledging them, and feeling into them. The other thing I would also recommend is that you reach out to your friends, just a couple, and ask them, what value do you bring into their lives, or how do they perceive you? You know, it's funny, we do this thing of 360 self-assessments at work where we reach out to our colleagues and ask them for feedback about their collaboration with us. We don't do enough of that in our real life. So let's reach out to the people that are close to us, who know us, and ask them, what do they think of you? What value do you bring into their lives? And that's going to give you an outsider's view and perspective into the way that you're showing up and coming up in this world. So that's self-inquiry. It is so incredibly important and such a crucial step into recognizing and identifying the feelings, the emotions, any negative, feelings that you may have been storing in your body, and really being at peace with the fact that it's sitting there and that you're aware of it. The second step is acceptance. Acceptance is what actually brings you peace. Because when you look at something and you accept it, so let's say you, through self-inquiry, identify that you do have feelings of rejection, abandonment, not enoughness, that you're a people pleaser because you're afraid that if you don't please others, they will abandon you and reject you. So let's say those things did come up for you. The very first thing that you should do is just accept it. Be at peace with the fact that these are, the emotions, the patterns that are within you. Because when you accept just what is, you're stopping the rejection of what is. And it is through that acceptance that you're able to not necessarily condone it, not necessarily say it's okay for me to not be confident, it's okay for me to be a people pleaser. That is not what acceptance is, and I want to make sure I clarify that. Acceptance is just the lack of rejection of what is, and accepting yourself just as you are, and still choosing to love yourself just as you are. So accept what is, and through that acceptance, you will feel into the peace that you have been needing and wishing for inside. After acceptance, that's when you can go and start to take action from a place of knowing yourself, of understanding your value. So that's self-confidence and self-worthiness, is when you know your value, when you know your boundaries, you know what you want to do, what you won't do, what is okay with you, what is acceptable and what is not acceptable to you. That is where your confidence and self-worthiness is actually going to come from. So when you have self-worth, self-value, you recognize what you bring into this world. When you are in a place of self-worthiness, that's when you should take action. Make the changes that you want to change. You want a new job? Go ahead, apply for that new job. You want a new relationship? Ask that person out on a date, but ask that person from an energy of self-worthiness and not self-lack, not self-doubt. And when you're in an energy of abundance, of knowingness, just how amazing you are, seeing yourself for the beauty that you have within, for recognizing just how amazing you are, well, everyone else around you is going to start picking up on that energy, and they're going to start reacting and responding to you in kind. And so when you're in an energy of self-love and self-worthiness, all the other things, your external life is going to start to come together and to reflect that back to you. So I hope that you find these very practical steps towards self-love and self-worthiness very helpful. So let's just quickly recap. Number one, make sure that you go on a journey of self-inquiry. Number two, make sure that you accept yourself just where you are. And number three, when you're feeling into the energy of self-worthiness, take action from that place of self-worthiness. If you like this content, make sure to comment and subscribe.